Alright, what's up everybody? I'm back with a little bit of an update on what's going on with my tire situation. As you know, I recently purchased some new tires for the Rad Rover. I went with the Fast Trak by Specialized. They're 26 by 4 inch. I was mistaken actually when I purchased them. I thought I was getting more puncture resistance with the higher TPI rating. It's the exact opposite of that. So I now know that the 120 TPI rating is a little bit softer, more supple, meant for the street, and then the lower ones, the 30 TPI, that's the more robust, thicker cords in there. So my mistake, no big deal. I ride 90% on the street anyway, so not concerned about that. Also too, I'm putting in those Tannus foam liners, so not all that worried about punctures. So wanted to just point that out. And I've already changed out the front tire. I chose to do the easy tire first. Super simple. Old tire fell right off. New tire went right on, liners went right in there, tube fit in, perfect. It was pretty much a breeze. So I thought maybe I would try to do just a quick install video for you on the back tire, the harder tire. And I'm not going to get too overly complicated and technical. I'm just basically going to let you guys watch me do it. And before I do that though, I was going to kind of point out some things on the tire. So here is the one I took off the front. This is the old Kenda Juggernaut tire. 30 TPI is the rating. And it's a wire bead, so it's very, very, rigid, holds its shape. These tires are pretty tough, actually. Now that I got them off there, I can see just how thick and how strong, sturdy they are. They really hold their shape. The new tires I bought are pretty much the exact opposite. They're a foldable bead, very soft rubber, right? And they do not hold their shape whatsoever. They come all rolled up in a ball when you get them in the mail, and you can make them into a pretzel, and they don't hold shape at all, really. So that's the difference between this nice soft rubber that's probably going to be way better on the street and the Juggernauts. So I do like the tread pattern. I've ridden the bike with the front wheel changed, and it rides nice. I like them. I like the tires so far. So no issues there. And like I said, I'm going to try to do the back tire here for you now so I can get both tires on there and go for some rides and feel the complete difference of what these new tires are like. So let's get that going. All right, well, here is my back tire off the Rad Rover. I've already deflated it as much as I could, so let's get this tire off there and the tube out and get cracking on this thing. I don't have any tire tools, so I do this by hand. Find where my stem is, push that through. I got enough room to get this out of here. It's still kind of pumped up. I think it might come out though. You can use these tubes instead of the other ones I got if you want, but I did put that smaller tube in and it felt fine after I got it pumped up enough. I think I have it at about 13 pounds of pressure, which seems adequate. It's very, very stiff on that Specialized tire. So now I gotta take this off. They just fall right off, man. Come right off there easily. Okay. Got this to work with here. Try not to damage that plug too much. I don't want to put it on this side though and risk bending the disc. It's probably better than injuring the plug though. I'd rather change a disc than the wire. Okay, so next we're going to take our new tire, and we're going to put the liner in the new tire. Goes right in. No problem there. Now I need to get the new tire onto the wheel. See if I can do this nicely. just getting one side on. Try to get that liner lined up a little bit. All the way in there. Okay, looks pretty good. Now we got to get a tube in there. So I'm using 26 by 2.75 3.0. So a little bit narrower than the one I took out. Another mistake I made was I bought tubes with Schrader valves instead of Presta, and I don't have any air tools that work on these. So let's do this. All right, it's probably enough. You don't need a whole lot in there. Here's the difference. Much fatter tube, but with all that foam inside there, this is what we need. So now we're going to find where our valve stem. Okay, let's find where our valve stem comes out. Right here. We'll start with that. Push that through. Put the cap back on it so it holds it. Pop it back out. And I'm going to stuff this tube in here as nicely as possible. Try not to bunch it up or kink it too much. Doesn't appear to be too twisted anywhere. Probably good. Now we got to set this other bead. So again, you might want to get tire tools for this. I don't own any of those because I rarely do this. This is probably the first time I've changed a tire since I was like, last one I did was probably when I was 13 with my dad, so. I'm gonna try to do the liner first, just get that tucked in around the tube. And then I'm gonna circle back for the tire. I'm trying to balance this too, so I'm not on the disc. I'm balancing on that axle. Alright, the liner's all the way in there. Now let's set the tire in. Kind of easier if you go up one side and up the other like this. So what I found seems to work. Merge it to one spot up here. There you go. It's on. On both sides. These tires are a little bit more narrow than the Juggernauts. I think just because the sidewall isn't as, thick, protruding out. So now that we've got that in there, I'm going to pump it up a little bit more, add a little bit more air so I can then set the distance around here evenly. I can already tell it's off, but it needs more air in there to work it appropriately. Okay, there's a fair amount of air in there now. I can see that the bead, there's a line around it. The line's visible here on the outside of the rim. It is not over here. So I'm just gonna kind of work it out. Now I can see the whole way around, not here. Just kind of pinch the tire out a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. Kind of work it out a little bit. Gotta massage it. That first one I did, I had to massage it pretty good to get it out of there. It wants to just kind of fall back in. I mean, that's okay. This side needs it. Just kind of lifting it out. Front tire was easier because I could lay it flat on both sides. This one's harder because I got the plug on that side, so I'm going to put a little more air in it. Because right now it wants to fall back in. So it's out the whole way around here. It's a little bit inside, just a touch inside up here. So I'm going to try to push that out a little bit. My hands are pretty sweaty right now, so it's getting a little tougher. But just need to pop out a little bit. And I'm on the back of my truck right now, if you can't tell my video setup, so it's hard to get leverage up higher than I am. Better grip. That did it. That popped it right out. Let's check the other side. You see I got my blocks here too to get some more stability without putting pressure on the disc or on the wire. See, this one's out all the way around to right here. This needs popped out right here. I had to massage that for a minute in the 90-degree heat in North Carolina, so I'm sweating pretty good right now. But there was one stubborn spot where it's just the B-line was stuck in there under the rim, and I just had to put more air in it to get it to expand out or set. And if you're curious what all these tubes are around here, those are wheel lights. So where's the thing? Let's push this. Wheel lights, about any color. Alright, so I've got a decent amount of air in this thing. You could probably ride on it. Let's check, see where it is. It's at 9.8. So I've got the front one set at about 13, and that feels good. This doesn't feel bad. I mean, it says on here max ride pressure is 15 psi. I don't know if that means only for if you go tubeless or whatever you put in there, but I'm gonna stick to that because once you get this pumped up 12, 13, it's pretty firm. So let's just put a little bit more in. So that's 12.8. Let's just leave it there like that. There you go. That's installing some Tannus liner into a Red Rover tire. Let's put this back on the bike. All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The back tire is back on. I took the disc brake off to put it back on, and it went like 1,000 times faster. Trying to get in between that disc is just, or in between the brake pads is ridiculous. So take the brake off. When you put the wheel back on, it's 10 times easier. And there she sits with her new shoes. Pretty nice looking. I already got the front one a little bit muddy. They look good. I mean, nice and brand new rubber on there. They always look fantastic, right? Until you get them like dirty and muddy and stuff. I don't know if it comes through on video. It's still a fat tire, but it's actually a little bit narrower than the stock Juggernauts for sure. But they're on there. I did ride it briefly just to make sure everything was working and shifting, and no problems with the shifting this time. I was much gentler with the derailleur when I took the wheel off and on. But she runs and drives, and I will tell you a spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know this about the tires, cover your ears. But I can tell just taking one trip down the street that they are 1,000 times quieter than those Juggernauts. Oh my God, those things were so loud. These are whisper quiet. You don't even hear me coming. So much softer, I guess, the rubber. They don't make any noise at all. So if you hate the noise of your Juggernaut tires, get tires like these with the higher TPI count, because I mean, wow, noticeable difference after the first ride. So I'm gonna try to get out on this bike and you know, put some miles on these tires. Again, they're the Specialized Fast Trak 26x4 120 TPI, and I've got the Tannus Armour inside, so anxious to see how that rides and feels going over bumps and potholes and you know, just around town. And I'm going to try to do a little bit of trails and see if you can feel a noticeable difference. But there you go, more to come on tires. I'll do a more thorough review after I put some miles on these things for sure. Also do an accessories update. You can probably tell I've got some new goodies on the bike there, you know, the bags and bike lock and stuff. So if you're looking to get any of the same accessories I've got, they're on my website. You know, I get tired of honestly putting them in the description all the time, so just go to my website, ridewithcitizen.com, and all my accessories are listed out. You can pick and choose whatever you want if you want any of them. All right, well, there you have it. It's not that hard to change out the tires and to do the Tannus liners. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was super simple, so give it a shot. I'll let you know how everything works out, but I gotta get changed because I'm sweating to death out here in the heat, and the wifey's calling me in for dinner and I'm hungry. So stay tuned for more. Click subscribe, click the bell so you know when it comes out. I'll talk to you later.